Alright, simple notches, nothing spectacular or special, just simple notches, not too deep, not too involved. Okay, hopefully it'll be alright. I won't get too many size of, oh man, yeah, sorry. Maybe I'll zoom in. Now remember folks, I can't do notches more narrow than my flaker. And if the notches that you see on your artifact are very, very narrow, and every time you try to do a notch with very, very narrow natural tool to match the notch on your arrowhead artifact, chances are, just saying, they probably use a copper awl to get those notches. If you can't get them with the natural tool at that width, then chances are they're using something else than what you're thinking. Yeah, they're using alligator gar scale. Okay, well, get yourself some alligator gar scale, smarty pants, and see if it works. It don't work because I'm not skilled. Okay, well, you can continue to mix stuff up as you go along and come up with an explanation that way. But it don't matter unless you're actually doing it, showing it. Okay, show it that with extra skill, with an alligator gar scale, it'll work. Just show it. If you can show it, then it might have been done that way. If you can't show it, then if someone's listening to you, they shouldn't be. Okay. Am I going to get those step fractures out? I can probably get them out in a little bit. Little flakes from the base. But let me do this first. Sometimes I can shoot across. Symmetry. Did they always have symmetry on the real ones? You guys who are collectors, you guys know. The collectors know. The nappers, they think everything's symmetrical. The new ones anyway. Got news for you. A lot of these notches were not symmetrical at all. That's right. That's right, boys and girls. But why? Why were they not symmetrical? It messes up the whole everything. It messes up everything. No, it doesn't. They don't need to be symmetrical. You don't even need notches. Notches are just so you can not use as much glue. In lieu of glue. You do a notch in lieu of glue. Alright, that's mainly what they're for, is to strengthen the haft or not use glue at all. You strengthen it because maybe the glue you're using is pretty stinky. It's not good glue. For some reason the tribe scientist is slacking. Can't come up with a good glue formula. So the napper's going, that's okay, I can just put notches. Yeah. So it's fat. It's got a fat stem. Is it that way because I'm doing natural tools? It's fat because I'm doing natural tools? No, it's fat because I put a median ridge on it. So I didn't have to worry about median ridge or nothing. I can do the random flaking to make it thin. Median ridge and thin does not go together well. Unless you're doing the flake over grind stuff. Grind it first and then flake it. Then you can get it thin. But to try to get it thin with a median ridge without grinding it first, without having a perfect surface, you're going to end up with a lot of mistakes. And it's not going to get thin in some spots. It's going to have little bulges. But if you want it to make it look real, then okay, fine. The real ones had bulges. So that's fine. If you want to do it that way, so it looks real, yes. They do look real that way. Thinning flakes from the base. Pretty common stuff on real ones. Oh yes. Not entirely necessary in some cases, but in some cases, yes. So what else can I do to make it look pretty? Well, I can make the barbs sharper. It's pretty strong as it is. It will fit in that lateral dart. Let's see. Do I have the... Hold on. I got a little hafting thing to measure the width. I use that as a width measurement. It's a little bit thick. Let's see. Yeah, I don't have my other foreshafts, so it's a little bit thick for that little dart point. So what do? Whoa! I know I drop it and break it and forget it, and then I don't have to worry about it. Haha. Well, to thin that down more, need to run little flutes. Yeah. Really? Flutes? Yep. Now to do pressure fluting, you need to practice up. But since this is just winging it, every video I do, I wing it. I'm gonna try it. Try some pressure flakes to see if I can do it. Put in some more thinning flakes. Yeah, it's gonna shorten up the base. It's gonna shorten up the stem, and it might break the tip off. But I'm curious to see if I could do it without breaking the tip off. So I'm gonna do it. Or try to. Come on. Don't be sliding. Didn't even allow me to put any pressure on that one. Just come on, don't. Yeah. Ooh. Almost irreparable damage on the step fracture. Like I won't be able to get it out. Irreparable means I won't be able to get it out, but I still might be able to get that out. How do you get those out? How do you get out this fat section? I'll show you. Yes, I'll show you. You have to cheat a little bit. Oh yes, there's cheating with the natural tools. Oh yes. You didn't think there was, huh? Little tricks. It's not really a trick. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. So tricks usually work, you know. It's like a workaround. It's a guaranteed work. Just gotta do this little trick. With natural tools, nothing's guaranteed to work. Nothing. But it is a little trick. Just gotta hold on. It takes twice as long to prepare for something with natural tools as it does with modern tools. In my experience, do I have much experience? Well, I got 10 years, right? Some guys got 20 and 30 years experience, so you can take my experience with a grain of salt. I got potentially 10 more good years of Flintknapping not under my belt, but potentially 20 more years if I'm lucky. I'm 59. If I'd be napping at 79, I'd be lucky. So there's going to be guys that are going to be ahead of me no matter what. But in my experience, preparing for any kind of flake with natural tools takes twice as long as with modern tools. Got it? Good. Can you remember that? Good. Ugh, I can feel that not doing anything. Yeah. Alright, so it was perfect. It was the perfect platform. Yeah. If it was so perfect, why didn't it go? It went a little bit. It did. Can't say it didn't. It did go a little bit. I just gotta make it look a little bit asymmetrical. Just a little bit asymmetrical. Anti-symmetrical. Oh well. Golly, this focus. I hope it wasn't blurry the whole time in long segments of the previous minutes. Even though I got my brand new readers, no scratches, wider lens, still don't help. Dust accumulates on my dust accumulates up here on the viewfinder. It's accumulatory. Dust gets on there, and everything looks blurry. I'm just gonna take a flake where it looks good, okay? It looked good. What's up? Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Oh, I know what's going on. It doesn't do what you want to do. It wants to do the opposite of what you want to do. That's the rule. It wants to do the opposite. Otherwise, you wouldn't need any skill to do it. The rock would help you. You know, you'd walk hand in hand with the rock, and it would be doing everything you want. You know, walking hand in hand in lockstep. You wouldn't need any skill. But if you're aware that it's going to do everything you don't want to do, then you'll be prepared. Some skill, you know. Do what it takes to get it to where you're making less mistakes. Get it to where the rock doesn't really have many options. It's always going to surprise you with the options it takes. But if you limit them, limit the mistakes, limit the overshots, then you'll be good. As an example. Did it do it? Is it doing it? I don't want to go past halfway. I don't know if you notice. But this is the little trick. You just take some material from the sides and then send in flakes from these sides right above the barbs. And you see that on real artifacts too. They nap right above the barbs a little bit. Oops, sometimes that slipped off. Sometimes they do it for aesthetics. Sometimes they do it for thinetics. To thin it down. That's what I think anyway. Oh, come on. See? What did I tell you? It doesn't want to do it. Yeah, well, I'm going to set it up so I can hit it even harder. I'm not going to give you much option there. It took off the platform. There we go. Alright, so there you go. Is it going to do it? Is it going to give me less of a thickness? One more. I got to do the other side. One more. I did a lot, but it's not enough yet. I still got a lump. So, what do we talk about when we try to get rid of that lump? Oh, I don't know. Let's see. I have a hard time thinking of questions when I'm napping. Well, somebody just asked me a bunch of questions. And I can't remember a single one. Yeah, I can't remember any recent questions, and I had a bunch of them. In the comment sections and and email and well, I don't talk about the stuff in the emails because then it gets into a bad habit. And I say, wait a second, I just talked about something in the email, and I don't think he wanted anyone to know that he was having trouble with this blah blah blah. Oops. It's embarrassing. Sometimes it's embarrassing to admit that you got trouble with something. Yeah. Uh-oh, did it do it? I say uh-oh because there's always a potential that it's going to do it, but it's going to do it too well. Yeah, I need to send a flake right through that, right where it could take the barb off. I'm going to have to do that with a pressure flake or a flake from the base. Let's do a flake from the base first before I go with the pressure flake, because the pressure flake, even though it's very accurate, it's just sometimes it'll ruin your day. This could ruin my day too, but did it do it? Uh-oh. What happened there? There's a bunch of flakes everywhere. Ooh. Maybe it did it. That was a good flake. Alright, let's see. Ooh. Plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Oh, what a relief it is. It fits. That's the success laugh. You got to practice it. It goes, you know, a variation on that. All right. So what do we do now? There's some step fractures. Oops. There's no more step fracture. Let's see what else. Yeah, just gonna leave it. I'm just gonna leave it. Sharpen it a little bit more. Yeah, sharpen it. Sharpen the edges. That's the whole point of these things. Sharp edges is the whole point of these things, because otherwise you just use something else, like a piece of wood. You sharpen up a piece of wood. Yeah. What's the most common arrowhead? I just gave it away. Yeah, that's right. Piece of wood. Just a sharpened wooden tip. That's the most common arrowhead in the archaeological record and in history. Just a sharpened piece of wood. So if you got a dull stone arrowhead, you spent all that time learning how to flint knap, when you can just sharpen a piece of wood and get the same result as your dull arrowhead. The whole point of the arrowhead is the edge and the tip. Two things. Tip is harder, penetrates better, and the edge is sharper, cuts better. That's it. That's the whole thing. That's why they spent years and years and years just for a sharp tip and a sharp edge. Because they can use a piece of wood or a piece of bone or grind down a piece of stone or anything else they could find. A flake. Yeah. Don't need to get all fancy. They got all fancy because it allows them to create a nice sharp edge, nice sharp barbs, nice sharp point. Why am I messing with it? It's not 30 minutes yet. It's only 21 minutes. I got like 9 minutes to goof this up. Yeah. Try to send in some more thinning flakes. We're trying to get the notch deeper. Why? I'll just feel like it. I think these are the only videos I'm going to upload today. I got a lot to do. I tend to wait till the last minute because if I start napping really early in the week, I tend to get sore because I want to nap everything every day. Just keep napping, and don't stop. Now that I got it started, and then I burn out. Yeah. Well, I've tried napping every single day for a set number of hours because it looks good on paper. Oh yes. It looks good on paper to nap a certain number of hours every day. And if you could do it, it's actually quite productive. If you can do it. Now some guys can do it. I have a hard time every day after a while. After a few months, after a few weeks of napping every day, not only do I not want to nap anymore, I don't want to do anything anymore. See, I want to take a break, to go on vacation. Go on vacation from my vacation. So I'm just filling in the time now. Seeing where else I could maybe push a flake to make it more medium ridgy. Let's see. Risk breaking it again. I took some of the barb off by accident on that side, but oh well, it looks more real now. The asymmetry. See, it's all kind of stepperish right there. Steppertizery. I don't know. Steppy. Steppy, steppy. Ah, it's gonna get more steppy. Watch. Oh, yeah. It wobbles too much right now. Yeah, I'm just gonna ruin it if I mess with that. Yeah, if I'm messing with it while the edge is sharp, right? Because I sharpened the edge a little while ago. Yeah. It doesn't work too well to send in flakes when the edge is sharp. You gotta dull the edge. Yeah. Dull the edge. And then send in some more flakes from the dull edge. Yeah, with metal I can get that. But with natural tools, I can't blow through that thick spot right at the notch. So it's pretty well stalled unless I widen the notch. I can borrow some from the base. I can start creeping up from this ear. I can remove some of the ear and creep up around. See how much time do I got? Let's see if I can creep up around. That's not sharp enough. Dang it. Well, this will fill up the time. Yeah, just sit here and sharpen for 3 flakes. 3 or 4 little bitty flakes. Sit here and sharpen for 20 minutes just for 3 or 4 little bitty flakes up around the notch area. It's still not pointy enough. But you know what? You just make doo-doo with what you got. I mean, you make do with what you got. I always say I'm going to make doo-doo with what I got. Because that's what I usually end up doing when I don't have much to work with. I end up making doo-doo. I messed that up. Yeah, I stalled it again. I can unstall it, but the antler is not strong enough. Hold on. Did it do it? Oh, yes. There we go. That was dicey. Starting to sweat on that one. And I bet you I lost part of the tip. Yep. Tip of the antler. Yep. Okay. So I deepened that notch a little bit and I took away the lump, some of it there. So that's it. Yeah, that's it. Edge is nice and sharp. That's what they're made for, just to be sharp. That's it. Don't have to be pretty. Okay.